The morning with Rabbi Phil. Here we are, we're learning the Zohar, the 21st Tikkun, and we're going to explain today. We'll chant another time, Bli Neder, without making any promises. I'm going to try to angle the camera here at a diagram. Let's see how this can work out for everybody. Rabbi Shimon calls upon his son. Rabbi Shimon calls upon his son and says, take your slingshot, which is the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and throw a precious stone from it, which is a holy drop, of which it is said in the Torah, in the second chapter of Genesis, in the work of creation, Ve'ed ya'aleh min ha'aretz, and a vapor shall rise up from the land. Istalkat izka min aleph min zarka. Take off the ring from the aleph, which is zarka. Now in the Torah, there's three levels. I'll take a new page. This is zarka. It's the name of a musical notation, which looks like this. Sideways S, and it sounds in the Ashkenazi tradition. In the Ashkenazi tradition, it sounds like this: Zarka, Zarka. Literally, it means to throw. You throw the notes from above to below. But shouldn't it go back up at the end? That's another story. So the Zohar said, take off the ring. So here's a hand with a ring on it. From the Aleph. This is the letter Aleph. See the letter Aleph? Where is that? How could that be a ring? It says, take off the Aleph from the Zarka. Take off the ring from the Aleph. Sorry, take off the ring from the Aleph. So, which is Zarka. Now see this shape, this sideways S? Imagine if it was like a Mobius strip. Let's make it into a Mobius strip. So this side will be these kinds of lines. And that's the other side. Two sides. Now doesn't that look kind of like these two? This is the finger, and here is an aleph, a yud, sorry, and here is a yud. That's how we write the aleph. Going around and around like that. See? So take the yuds out, which are the drops, or the precious stones, or the shechina. That's what the Zohar is saying. And to take it off from zarak, throw it. Take it off. To receive a precious stone, which is the drop. This is the drop of life. This is the drop of water. This is the drop of seed when man and woman make love to bring new life into the world. So there's lower waters and there's upper waters. The lower waters are the feminine waters going from below to above. So we must be talking about the feminine waters because the ed ya'aleh min haaretz. The vapor rises from below, from the lands, up above, like clouds of gases coming up from fissures in the earth, or after it rains in the forest and you see the fog coming up. The earth is the woman and the heavens are the man. So the male aspect is when the heavens rain down onto the earth and cause growth. And immediately, he continues, it will water all the face of the earth, like it says in Genesis. When it goes up in Ima, which is the Aleph of Adonai and the Aleph of Ekye. Aleph Dalet Nun Yud is my master, and Aleph He Yud He is I will be. Excuse me for the focus. This is not the most high-tech video. So Aleph in my master, Adonai, God's name, starts with a Aleph, is like Ima. There's also Aleph He Yud He. I will be is the name of God. When Moses was at the burning bush, when God first called him for his mission to be the Redeemer of Israel and take the Jews out of Egypt, what did God say to Moses then? Moses said, what's your name? When I go to the children of Israel, they'll want to know what your name is. So God said to him, I will be. Ehyeh. That's my name. Ehyeh asher ehyeh. Ima is the mother. Okay? So Ima, this is hinted at in the Aleph of Adonai and the Aleph of Eki. Here, bear in mind, this is Ed also. Aleph is the first letter for the word for vapor. See, vapor, Aleph, Dalet, Ed. So, again, the ring is like the two yuds in the Aleph. And so we have this progression going from the hand with the ring on it. Simply put, the Aleph is like a finger with a ring with two intertwining ring of two yuds. The Zohar continues. Where does this drop go up to? It says when it goes up in Ima. So Ima is hinted at in God's name Aleph Dalet Nun Yud in the Nun. Both in the Aleph. The Zohar doesn't mention the Nun here. The Zohar is not talking about the Nun. It's talking about the Aleph. But I thought it was, an interesting aside that Nun is also a letter representing Ima, because Ima is a representation of what we call understanding, the divine sphere of understanding. The woman builds the house. Now the man, man and woman could build a house, but together. But the inside of the house is the ability of a woman to conceive and carry and be the home for the growth of a fetus that develops into everybody in the world become, when they give birth. But this 9 months of pregnancy is a process of building, and building in Hebrew is biniyah, which is the exact same letters, biniyah, building, right? As you just invert the letters and you get bina, understanding. And what is in biniyah and bina? Ben, beit nun, a son. Beit nun, also in bina, a son. And what allows the woman to build the son, including the daughter, because son and the daughter, this is the way the language is structured. Son meaning any person. These two letters, Yud He, Beit Nun Yud He. Yud He is the father and the mother and above. It's the divine powers. Okay, let's get back to the text of this Zohar. And to review, raise Elazar and take your slingshot, which is the Shekhinah, and throw a precious stone from it, which is the holy drop, of which it is said, and a vapor shall rise up from the earth. Take off the ring from the aleph, from the zarka. That it may receive a precious stone, which is the drop. And immediately the whole face of the earth shall be watered, shall be irrigated. When it goes up in Ima. This, like, the drop is going into the Ima, so she can create new life. The ring is, of course, evocative of a wedding also. So you have the wedding, and then afterwards the man and woman build their home together, and they have children. So let's go on. Where do they go up? It goes up to Ima, which is the Aleph of Adonai, my master, and Ekye, I will be. Where does it go up? It goes up into the middle column. Here's the right column, here's the left column, and here's the middle column. The middle column is Tiferet, it's Zeranpin. These terms may not be familiar to you, but these are, let's call it the son, or the groom. So you have the father and the mother, and they make a wedding, and the wedding is they're for their son, and they find their son a bride. The son is considered the middle column. The sun is splendor, it's beauty. The sun is the one that connects all of the different levels. Kiz has his connection to his bride, which represents all of Israel. We're all the bride. All of Israel is the bride. Every time a person stands up to pray, he's like the kala. And why does the person pray? Because he wants to unite with Zeranpin, the experience of God in the world, the mask that God dresses in, that we call the spiritual experience. This we call the miniature presence of God. Zeranpin literally translating miniature presence. So the bride unites with the groom. So where does this drop go up to? It goes up to the middle column, which is the Vav, which is the finger. I guess we're still at the wedding. The finger is a Vav. You see? Finger, it looks like a Vav. Vav is a letter representing Zer Anpin, the groom. Vav teaches, just like here you have heaven, and here you have earth. Vav teaches of the connection between heaven and earth. And then what does the Zohar say? So the ring is wound around the Vav. The ring, again, what was the ring? It was the two Yuds. It was the force of life. The force. It's a ring. It binds. It's bound. It creates a bond, and it's put on the Vav, the groom. And then, so we're talking, this is all happening in the name Adonai, Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud. So Aleph, we have this whole thing with you see the way Aleph is structured? You have a Vav, and an upper Yud, and a lower Yud. That's an Aleph. So basically it's the finger with the ring, like we had here. Dalet, the Zohar now says, what's Dalet? It goes up. Imagine this going from below to above. This is below. Having a little coordination problem here. Here we go. First you have the ring, the finger. The ring is put on the finger of Zer Anpin, and then it goes up to the Dalet, which is, the Zohar says the Dalet is like 2 arms and 2 legs. Why? Because Dalet equals 4 in Gematria. So there's what? 4 meaning 2 plus 2, 2 arms and 2 legs. That's hinted at visually here, as I drew here, in the shape of the Dalet. You just split each Vav in half. Also, how is Zer Anpin in the letter Dalet? It's 2 Vavs. Vav is always Zer Anpin. So it's like a vertical and a horizontal Zer Anpin. Zohar continues until it goes up from, first we went from the Aleph to the Dalet, and the 2 arms and 2 legs, and it goes higher, up all the way to the Yud. Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud, God's name. It goes up to the Yud. What is Yud? What is the last Yud in God's name, Adonai? The last Yud is the father, Chochmah. The Nun, we said, was the mother, and the Yud is the father. So it's going here, the finger, the bride. It doesn't say that the bride puts the ring on the groom. In Jewish law, we don't have that. In Jewish law, the groom, the Chatan, puts the ring on the bride. But here, we're not exactly talking about a wedding. Nowhere is there mention of a wedding imagery in this paragraph in the Zohar. We're talking about something else. So the secret of life, basically, is what we're talking about here. So the ring, it goes up in the Vav, 2 arms, 2 legs, and it's brought up to, the Zohar says, the Yud, which is Abba, which is God's represent. It's God's wisdom. Abba is representative of wisdom. Ima represents understanding. So it goes up and up and up to wisdom. True divine wisdom. That's the upper yud. So here, in Aleph, we had a lower yud and an upper yud. This upper yud goes connected all the way with the yud at the end of God's name, Adonai. Because that's where it was taken from. This yud here is the source of everything. How is it the source of everything? Look. It's like this is the point of infinity, and everything else is the whole universe. It went from this point of infinity, everything comes into being. This point is called the Kotzo Shel Yud. That's above. And in the middle, in the kots of, in the kots of the yud, it means a thorn. The thorn of the yud. That little point is the point that comes out of the infinite and creates the finite. And there's a point here. There's a point below. And the Zohar continues this passage by saying, at that, the thorn, its thorn is above and in the middle, and its thorn, and on its thorn below. And when it goes down to make three, including three. Included in three. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have three thorns on the yud. This point, and this point. And at that very time it said, Holech Segolta. Because again, as we said, we're started off with the cantillation marking, which is Zarka, throwing the Aleph. Munach Segol, which in the language of the Zohar is called a Holech Segolta. And this again, we're throwing that divine energy of creation down to these 3 points represented in a Segol. The 3 corners of a triangle are expressed in 3 points. This has been Kabbalah in the Morning with Rabbi Phil. It's definitely a riddle, but this is what we're going to be meditating on for a while until it's crystal clear. Have a good, sweet year.